Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a video that I am a bit late on. I was going to do my best of 2025, but I feel like I'm just a little bit behind, and I thought that I would really just pick out the top 10 products that I use the most or that were new to me in 2025. Of course, I will link everything that I share as well as all of the makeup that I am wearing down below in my description box. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, I hope you stick around and subscribe. But let's go ahead and get into my top 10 picks for 2025. So let's start off with one of my favorite categories, which is blush. I do have to say that there was quite a few new finds this year, but when I really thought about the best of the best, the blush that I feel like is not getting the hype it deserves, and the blush that I reach for when my complexion just looks textured or something is off, I have to rave about the BabsBeauty blushes. This is such a phenomenal formula. I cannot say it enough. So I have 3 shades here that are my most used. Now this is their new color. This would be perfect if you have a fair or light complexion. I can almost use this as a bronzer type of product, but what makes this formula so special is how blurring and creamy this formula is. You can put this all over your face. I like to reach for these when I just feel like my pores look enhanced, maybe something went funky with my concealer or my bronzer went patchy. They just blur the skin like no other formula. I also have the shade Speak Easy. This one is so beautiful. And they have that bouncy texture. Think of like a ColourPop Super Shock, but creamier. They are something special. I really feel like people are not trying these or raving about them enough. They give you such a blurred airbrush look, but they are hydrating. So they would really work beautifully if you don't use powder. They work great over powder. And then today I did use a little bit of Rosy Rest. So they're very natural, but they just give you that sunburnt look or that really toasty, warm look. And they have a lot of rich shades. So if you have like a medium tan or deep skin tone, highly recommend checking these out. There's just something very special about this formula. I would love to see more fun colors because the colors that they carry right now are very neutral, very wearable shades, but I'm looking for some fun colors, and I do hope that they do release some new pops of color and something maybe pastel or something a little bit different in the year of 2026. Next, I have to rave about a specific formula and shade of a eyeshadow crayon that I have used and abused this past year. This is the Urban Decay Naked Shadow Stick, but specifically in the color Senescent. This is the perfect formula for doing a smoky wing. I use this basically as smoky eyeliner, so I have it on right now, but watch how it just blends out so effortlessly, and when I touch this, it's not sticky, so I don't get any transfer, but you can see that where I applied it initially, there is more depth and you don't lose the pigment. So you get that nice blend and that smokiness, but you still have that depth that you want when you're using an eyeliner. I'm gonna build it up even more. So if you were to take this on your lash line and then you just start smudging it, you can see that it really does keep that depth, but it blurs up so you get that smoky look. I often have a struggle when I use just like a powder eyeshadow because I feel like it sticks or dusts away, but this has been a game changer for me. I mean, it's used and abused, but it is truly chef's kiss. I would love to see more of this formula in deeper matte shades. I typically use an angled brush or a really small pencil brush and work off the component and then just start smudging it out and building up depth. Highly recommend this. I feel like I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but truly it's something that I could not be without. And while we're on the topic of products I can't live without, I had to mention this product that I've been using for years, but they came out with a new re-engineered version, and I've been leaning into it so much more as I get older because I'm noticing my facial symmetry is getting worse. I feel like we're all kind of in that boat, especially as you get older, things just start to sag and droop. So I did want to tell you about the Zip Halo 2.0. I want to say thank you to Zip for sponsoring this portion of today's video. And if you struggle like I do with asymmetry or sagging, I feel like I really see it in my lower face, and I feel self-conscious about the fact that one side of my face seems to pull down more, and I have had huge results with the Zip Halo. This is something that I reach for when I want a pick-me-up, when I want firmer, more lifted skin. If I feel like I'm a little bit puffy, maybe my diet wasn't the best, this really firms and tightens the skin up, and it's super convenient. So the Zip Halo 2.0 uses electrical currents to transform your skin at a cellular level, all in the comfort of your own home, and it could not be easier. So there's an app you can download that gives you the access to 17 different targeted treatments. Now for me personally, I like to go for the lymphatic treatment because I do end up puffy again. In the way that I sleep, my diet, not drinking enough water, I'm trying to be better. And then I also like the lift because I want anything to really lift, but it depends on what you want to target. Once you choose your treatment, you turn the device on, click the treatment on your app, and it will walk you through it, which I find so helpful because I cannot remember all of the massage steps. It just takes the guesswork out of it. Plus the app syncs to your Zip to deliver different currents depending on what treatment plan you choose to get different results. And what I notice immediately is a lifting and a smoothing effect. I feel like everything tightens up and it really just gives me that chiseled look. Also perfect for evening the skin tone, smoothing out fine lines, and brightening the skin overall. And these are things you will notice immediately and over time the more you use your Zip. You can see in my before and after, I have a photo from a few weeks ago and then a photo from today. You can see how lifted and just more tight my skin looks. I really notice it down on my jawline again. So I'm always trying to combat that, and I found the biggest difference comes from my microcurrent with the Zip 2.0. You do have to use a conductive gel, which is essential for carrying the electrical currents into your skin. The conductive gels from Zip are literally top notch. They're the best that I personally tried, and they have different versions. I reach for the silver gel right now because my skin is so dry. We're in the dead of winter. I want the most moisture I can get, but they're all packed with powerful active ingredients that are designed to work with your Zip Halo 2.0. And when you purchase the Zip Halo 2.0, they now include 3 different conductive gels, so you can find the one that works best for you. So if you're interested in checking out the Zip Halo 2.0, I do have a coupon code to get 10% off your device as well as the conductive gels. So I will leave that on the screen and down below, but I highly recommend checking them out. This has been a tool that I've used for years. It's something that I swear by when I feel like I'm just looking a little bit dull, a little bit saggy, or even more asymmetrical than typical. So I will link this down below for those of you that want to look into it. I think you will absolutely love it as much as I do. But let's go ahead and get into more products that stood out to me in 2025. I have one fragrance that I have to shout out because I went through an entire bottle and then purchased another. When I was thinking about this, it's my go-to, something that just gives me comfort and I can use it anytime, and that is the Sniff Extra Whip. There's something special about this scent in particular, although I will say the cap on this bottle is a little bit intense. I have to like rip it off. This is so warm and cozy and skin-like. It smells like a warm vanilla hug, but also a skin scent, and it's really quite strong. I noticed that if I spray 4 or 5 sprays on my sweatshirt or what I'm wearing for the day, I can smell this hours later. It just has this grown-up element to it while still being intensely sweet, intensely warm, very, very, very gourmand. And it doesn't have a syrupy note. It's very fluffy, just like it says, extra whip, very creamy. It's one of my go-tos that I know is not going to fail me, even though the cap on this one in particular is like really difficult to get on. I am just in love with this. It's one of my top picks. And when I was going through all of the different perfumes, it was hard because 2025, there was a lot, but this is like tried and true, works any time of year. And every time I apply this or smell this on my skin or clothes, I'm reminded why I love it so much. This next product will shock none of you that watch my channel regularly. The best powder that I have tried, hands down, is the L'Oreal Infallible Blurfection powder. So I use the shade Light. I also do have the pink, but I cannot tell you how many I've gone through. I wanna say maybe 4 in total. My only gripe about this is that the holes on this are only like 1/5 of the actual component. So you really got to get in there and like get the powder out. That is the biggest qualm, or really the only qualm I have with this powder. Beyond that, it is perfection for setting your makeup, blurring your pores. It doesn't make you flat, matte, and dry, but it doesn't make you heavy or create kind of like a gunky layer. Sometimes I can notice that with more hydrating powders. So I feel like this would work for any skin tone. It's very, very finely milled without flying all over the place, so I don't find it to be messy, and it just smooths so beautifully. I also love that there's not a scent on this if you're sensitive to that. So if they could just change the packaging, just change the amount of holes, like do the entire component with the holes, so those of us that like to use a lot of powder can just dump and go, that would be perfection. But you would have to pry this out of my cold dead hands because it is a game changer, and L'Oreal's not coming here to play. So highly recommend this, cannot recommend this enough. This has to be with me at all times. Definitely one of the top products of 2025. Another product that I feel the same about has to be the BabsBeauty Dream Barrier Cream. So I have to show you how much I have loved this cream. I've gone through 3 bottles. I think I have 1 more in my bathroom, and I did just purchase a 3-pack because I cannot be without this. This has been a game changer for my skin. I have struggled with flaking and really patchy bronzer, blush, foundation. This started happening probably like 1.5 to 2 years ago. I think it's because the house that we moved into has propane, which is even more dry than regular heat, but also I'm in the country. I just have more allergies and I'm getting older. This has been the only product that has fixed the flaking and patching so that I can actually wear powder bronzer, powder blush, and I don't have that lifting or flaking when I apply my cream bronzer, cream blush. It is truly the best barrier cream that I've ever tried. It has such a beautiful formula. It comes out very thick, it has no scent, and it just glides on the skin to give you that really smooth effect. I find that this locks in all of my skincare before bed, so I would use it as a final step, or I use it under makeup. It has really replaced primers, moisturizers, just everything for me. I just cannot rave about this enough. If you're acne prone, this is a godsend. I'm telling you, because I had cystic acne. I know Allie did as well, which really made me want to try it, and it is packed full of like anti-aging ingredients, but it is just insanely hydrating without being greasy, without disrupting your foundation. I cannot rave about this product enough. I actually have put my money where my mouth is and purchased, I think, 4 bottles now, and I will continue to purchase them because I believe in this product. 10 out of 10, Allie, 10 out of 10. So if you've been eyeing it, or you've been struggling with patchy, flaky skin, or you just want a really nice barrier cream that's not gonna break you out, cannot recommend this enough. Literally add this to your cart right now and thank me later. This next product was an immediate love, and I really wasn't expecting to like this at all because I typically don't go for cream eyeshadow sticks or just eyeshadow crayons in general, but I have to rave about the Danessa Myricks Color Fix sticks because these are divine. They are so incredibly glittery and glowy. They last all day. So you have two different colors in each one, and you have the ability to break them apart. But really what stands out to me is the foil side. So I'm just gonna swatch the metallic side. It has a really thin texture, very, very metallic, and it's cooling when you apply it. And then you go to the foil side, which is absolutely insanity. Literally the most intense, just like duochrome glitter effect shadow that I've ever tried. It is so stunning, but what I love about this is that you can build this up to your liking. So I don't go directly on my lid. You could do that, but it's gonna give you a really, really high shine, glittery effect. And it can become a little bit chunky just because the nature of the formula. So I like to go off of the tip with my finger, and you can start to do a kind of scattered, glittery look. But if you wanted to really, really punch it up, you can do so by just pressing and layering in certain spots. It is truly stunning, stunning, stunning. So I cannot rave about these enough. I'm wearing one right now. I do prefer the foil side, so I do wish that they were broken up and you could just purchase them separately for a lower price. Maybe that's something that she will consider in the future, but I believe that these are 100% worth it because they truly give an effect unlike any other eye topper or eyeshadow stick that I've personally seen. Another product that completely surprised me this year has to be the One Size Powder Melt Setting Spray. I've seen this all over people's best of 2025 for very good reason. I did not think I was going to love this. Typically very dewy setting sprays really enhance my texture. They're sticky, they disrupt my powder. This does none of that. It is the most fine, gorgeous, just beautiful dewy setting spray that works with any makeup that you have on. So if you're someone like me that uses a lot of powder and you just want to melt that powder in without enhancing your texture, you still want that smooth finish, you want that long wear, but you just want to look a little bit more hydrated, this is hands down the best setting spray that I've ever tried for that. It melts your powders in, it makes your skin look flawless, but also reduces that dry, powdery look. Highly recommend this. I think this is absolutely phenomenal. Probably the best product that One Size has, other than maybe their pressed powder. I mean, they do have some good products, but this is a standout. And I know they took it away, or I don't know if they were just like refilling stock for a while, but it is finally back. And I'm so happy because you can see that mine is well loved. And when I was sitting down to write my list for the top products of 2025, this next product was a no-brainer for me. So I've always loved the ABH lip liners, but they came out with new shades and I have to say that they are absolutely stunning. So I picked up 3 of the 4, and right now I'm wearing Midnight Rouge. If you've not tried this formula, you are missing out. Incredibly pigmented, not a tugging type of formula, let's say like the MAC, more in the Makeup by Mario wheelhouse, but they have a nice longevity. They don't slip all over, so you have control, and the shades are endless, honestly. They're so beautiful, so unique. So this next one is Amethyst. Such a gorgeous, deep purple plum, but looks stunning on the lips. I have reached for these so much. And then the most fun color is Stormy. It's incredibly hard to find a color like this that's still wearable but grunge. I love this formula so much. I own probably 10 to 15 different colors, but these shades are just new, different, grungy, great if you want something that's not the standard nude pink or nude brown, and the formula is just top tier. So these definitely stood out to me as something that deserves more hype and one of my favorite purchases of the year. And to finish off this video, it only felt right to mention something that I fell in love with in 2025, and that is press-on nails. I've been doing my nails and you guys have been giving me so many compliments. I've not been to the nail salon in so long, and I'm so happy about that because I did not enjoy it. I found it very stressful, very expensive, and often I would just not be happy with the results. So I wanted to shout out some of my favorite nails. I would say if you have a curved nail bed, you like really fun designs, and you want shorter nails like I do, Olive and June are one of my favorite brands. They are so sturdy. They have so many beautiful like velvet or cat eye ones. This is probably my favorite they've ever done. They're so sturdy. They don't break. They last for 2 to 3 weeks until I soak them off. Just highly recommend these. I've had so many more compliments on my nails since I've been doing my own nails versus going to the salon for years, and that tells me all I need to know. Another brand I highly recommend is V Salon. So you can get these on Amazon. They have a lot of really fun kind of chrome-like colors. These aren't quite as short as Olive and June, but they feel very similar in how thick they are, which I like. They're not as curved as Olive and June, but they both work for me beautifully, and I've repurchased this style a few times. And then my third option would be Glamnetic. Glamnetic has tons of designs, tons of lengths. They're not quite as thick or curved as the Olive and June, but they have beautiful shapes and different styles, and they really do wear well. So those would be my top picks, but you guys are always complimenting my nails, and it's something that I found this past year that really has brought me joy and saved me money. So thank you for all your compliments, but I will link down below the different brands that are my favorites, and you guys can try them out yourselves because it's so easy, and every single time they look like I went to the salon without the headache. All right, guys, so I think that is everything for my top 10 picks of 2025. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions on products that I didn't mention, definitely comment down below and I will give you other recommendations. But I know I was late to the game on this one just because of my dystonia flare. So thank you guys for understanding, and I hope you enjoyed this nonetheless. So I will link everything that I talked about today down below in my description, as well as the makeup that I'm wearing. Also, don't forget to check out the Zip Halo 2.0. I know you will love it once you try it. So I will have my code and the link at the top of my description box. But if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here, I hope you stick around and subscribe. As always, thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.